I come from a long line of preachers and story weavers, people who could turn a walk to the corner store into an epic tale. But when my father died and it was time to tell his story, I froze. As his only child, I had a checklist: order flowers, book the church, call the family, plan the celebration of life. Writing his obituary felt like yet another task, a duty, one more thing to check off. I sat down expecting to write a clean, respectful summary: name, dates, accomplishments, easy enough. But when I typed Tony Burks was born in 1952, I stopped. I didn't know the hospital. I didn't know why his middle name and mine are both Lamair and not Lamar. I didn't know what my grandmother was doing the moment my dad came into the world. And that's when it hit me. I knew my father, but I didn't know his full origin story. And the more I wrote, the more I realized how much I didn't know. Sure, I knew how he cut his hoe cakes and drenched them in cane patch syrup. I knew he despised grits. I love them. I knew his sayings, some funny, some sharp. But I didn't know who his first love was or what his dreams were before the responsibility of parenthood took hold at only 18 years old. I didn't know if he ever felt fully seen. So I stopped writing and I started calling, texting, and messaging. I reached out to relatives, friends, former coworkers. They told me stories I'd never heard about his humor, his quiet generosity, his heartbreaks, his hidden joys. These stories didn't replace the man I knew, but they expanded him. What started as a task became something else entirely, really. It became an act of creation, an attempt to piece together a mosaic from memory, truth, and myth. Writing his obituary stopped being about finishing. It became about listening, about wondering, about loving someone in a new way. And that's when I realized something bigger. The human impulse to create isn't always about art or innovation or invention. Sometimes it's about making meaning. Sometimes it's about remembering differently. And sometimes it's about asking the hardest question of all: what don't I know about the people I think I know best? And then while in Germany days after his death, I found something that stopped me in my tracks: a syllabus from 2010. His name, Burks, listed as a professor at Central Texas College. He taught criminal justice courses on a U.S. military base. His students loved him. One even wrote, "If we don't keep our teacher, we don't want the class." I never knew this. Turns out I'm not the only teacher in the family, and even now, he's teaching me that his story is still unfolding, and so is mine. Writing my father's obituary didn't bring closure. It really cracked me open. It taught me that grief isn't the end of the story. Sometimes it's the beginning of a deeper one. And in the space between his death and my words, I learned that a truly way to honor someone's life, sometimes you have to create your way back to them.